Alrighty. So, we are underneath the cockpit sole in the boat, and we are looking at the steering quadrant. So these are some sheaves that turn the cable, and then here's the quadrant, and there's the rudder post. I think tonight we're gonna try to get go look at everything, but I think we're gonna try to take the quadrant down, possibly. I just don't want to drop the rudder. Because the goal is this weekend to drop the rudder out of the boat. That way I can extend it. Quite a few Ericson 39 owners have actually extended their rudder by, I think it's about 9 inches, 8-9 inches deeper. And this allows better steering in the harbor, mostly because it puts the rudder down into the prop wash, because currently the rudder is above the prop wash, and so you can't like use it as almost like a jet to turn the back of the boat. The boat apparently steers very well with the rudder that it has in light wind and stuff, but it does, from what I've read, it by extending it, it helps in heavy weather, and it helps reduce the weather helm of the boat. So it is a valuable modification that we're gonna do, but it does involve dropping the rudder, which is kind of a scary thing. And then it'll involve inspecting it, and if everything looks good, we'll extend it. So yeah, that's what we're gonna try to work on tonight, except I gotta figure out how everything works. Sorry for the video stuff. There's, from what I've learned, I think it was from Captain Q, this nut is actually supposed to be on the back side. So you have two on the back side, so you can tension it and then lock the two nuts together, not having on one on each side. But so we're going to loosen the back one, and then we'll pull these out. I'm not sure if I'm going to reuse these wires. Part of me wants to go and use Dynamo instead, but it depends on the shape of the quadrant, and then these sheaves, if I can use it, or if there's too much, if there's burrs and stuff. I think it looks pretty good, so we'll probably be able to clean it all up and use it. But we're going to try to get the quadrant off tonight. Not a good angle to show you any of this. I really like my Bombadil. Cold though. Alrighty. There's one. I like that. There's these big, like, welded frames, and this is what it stops against. I kind of like that as a big, heavy mechanical stop. Maybe put some rubber pads there so it's a little friendlier of a stop. Alrighty. Now we should be able to rotate this. There's only tension on one side. And now I need to find my crescent wrench again. Somewhere. Oh, there it is. Alright. Here's my crescent wrench. So I think the only thing left holding it is there's a bolt right here, a nut. So I think that, and then the whole thing should come apart. That's scary. Wasn't even tight. Oh, I don't really want to drop a brass quadrant on my head. Unless this thing is threaded. That might be. Threaded. There are bolts in there. Yeah, there are little bolts. I'm gonna need a socket. Alrighty. I'm gonna need a socket set. I don't have one here. I hear water coming in. So I don't lose stuff. I'm just gonna put this back on. And it's not back on. Right. There we go. Well, at least won't fall off. So, here's our rudder that needs to be removed so we can extend it down. I believe it's like 6 or 8 inches deeper, and then also this gets brought down so it's not quite as like swept back. But to remove it, there is this plate in here, which is the gudgeon, and there's some fairing compound that you can see is actually cracked. So I'm going to try to chip some of that out and see what I can see. I've got a coworker coming to help. Let's see what day would be, Saturday morning, to come help try to remove the rudder with me. So I gotta get stuff prepped so when he shows up we can quick pull the whole rudder off. Holy moly, that is a massive flathead. So there is a flathead. Let's see if I can get a shot of it. So this is the flathead. It's like the size of my thumbnail. It's a big flathead.
All right, ready on the second. Yep. I can spin this out.
Okay, I'll hold it. How did he die? Well, dropping the rudder, but not in the way you'd think.
The rudder didn't actually land on it.
It wasn't the rudder at all.
He landed on the ground. Yep, that's okay.
There you go. Oh, sweet mother of pearl.
This is the heavy part. Oh, I got it.
Wow. For how intimidating this project was, it went exceptionally smooth. So here's Philip sanding and sanding and sanding and sanding and sanding all the old fiberglass and a blade of paint off.
So this is the gudgeon that holds the rudder up. And you can hear or see there's some play in it. There is play up and down, that's normal. But the side to in and out or top to bottom play is not good. So to get this off, I'm gonna have to cut a section out so I can drop it down. So that's what I get to attempt to tonight. Not really looking forward to it because then I gotta repair all of this.
Perfect, I need to go. Interesting.
This is the pintle. And this is the gudgeon. And there's actually, it's like a little piece of, oops, camera's breaking. And there's a little piece of plastic that it rode on. See, it's pretty worn. So I think we'll get a new, we gotta figure this out. But yeah, we'll get this machined, definitely a new piece for the bottom. Maybe have this opened up slightly and put a piece of Delrin in there so the sides run on it too. I had someone machine a essentially bearing or a cup for the lower, for the gudgeon. And this is what the rudder will sit in. It's a piece of Delrin, and it's gonna be, I'll put a little bit of epoxy so it sits nice and flat, and that's gonna sit in here, give it a nice smooth bearing surface. Also, the bronze had worn out from years of turning, and so there was a lot of slop in there. So now this has minimal play, probably a little bit more than I'd like, but it's pretty good. And now I need to template out the rudder depth. So I found a picture of someone who had modified their rudder, so it's overlaid. Here's the original, and then either they modified it or they bought a new one, and there's that. So I took some point measurements on here of the existing rudder, and I will take those measurements on the real rudder. It'll give me a conversion factor, and then I'll be able to convert the new measurements of the rudder, so I can then mimic closely the new rudder extension, and then I'll be able to fare it all in by hand. So that's what I am working on tonight.